All right, let's just get right into it. There is a full-blown panic sweeping through the SEO world, and it all boils down to one thing: AI. Is this the end? Is search as we know it completely over? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise, look at what the real data says, and give you a clear plan to actually win.
I see questions just like this every single day. And look, if you're feeling this anxiety, you are definitely not alone. This isn't just some made-up hype, it's a real fear, and it's based on seeing those traffic numbers go down. So what is actually going on here? Okay, so first things first, let's tackle the biggest myth right head on. The one, it gets all the headlines. It's this idea that AI chatbots are about to make Google totally irrelevant. So is the king of search really about to be dethroned? This is the question, isn't it? It's right at the heart of all the panic. People are imagining this world where everybody just gets their answers from a chatbot and, websites become total ghost towns. But what does the data actually say?
Here's a little reality check for you. That number right there, 91.6%, that is Google's search engine market share. So even with all the hype around new AI tools, its dominance is, well, it's pretty much absolute. That's right. After all that panic, after all the think pieces predicting Google's doom, their market share barely even budged. It tells us one thing loud and clear: people are not abandoning Google for chatbots the way so many people feared.
And if that number didn't convince you, just look at this slide. It shows the absolutely staggering difference in scale. We're talking 14 billion searches a day on Google versus maybe 37 million on ChatGPT. I mean, Google is processing over 170 times more queries. It's not even a close fight. The AI revolution in search did happen. It's just that Google made it a feature of their own product.
So if chatbots aren't the monster under the bed, then what is? It's this: AI overviews. You've seen them, those AI-generated summaries that now pop up right at the top of Google's search results. This is the one AI development that should have your full and undivided attention. And here's exactly why. Studies are showing that these AI overviews are causing organic click-through rates to drop anywhere from 18 to a truly staggering 64%. Zero-click searches are the new normal. The few sources that get cited in that overview, they get the traffic. Everybody else, they're basically invisible. This is the real game changer.
Okay, so we figured out what the real challenge is. Now, you've probably seen a bunch of these new kind of confusing acronyms floating around: AO, LLMO, GO. It feels like we have to learn a whole new language. But what if I told you that you already speak it? Let's decode this alphabet soup together.
First up, we've got AEO, or Answer Engine Optimization. All this is optimizing for direct answers. And if that sounds familiar, it's because we've been doing it for years with stuff like featured snippets. This is not new. Next is LMLO, Large Language Model Optimization. This just means making your content technically solid and crystal clear so that an AI can actually understand it. And again, that's just good technical SEO and clear writing. We already know how to do this stuff. And finally, GNE, or Generative Engine Optimization. This is all about influencing the story an AI tells about your brand by pulling together information from a bunch of different sources. And what does that sound like? It's just the next step in building authority. It's digital PR. Are you seeing the pattern here? Every single one of these fancy new terms is really just a different way of applying the fundamental principles of good SEO. This isn't a revolution, it's an evolution. The game hasn't really changed, the stakes just got a whole lot higher.
So, how do we turn all of this into a real concrete plan? It's simple. Instead of panicking, we adapt. We're going to walk through the 4 timeless pillars of SEO, and I'll show you exactly how to tweak them for this AI era. This is your game plan for success.
These are the pillars that have always mattered, right? Technical, content, authority, and user experience. The foundation is exactly the same, but the way we build on top of it has to be sharper and way more intentional than it's ever been before. Let's kick things off with technical SEO. The new rule here is simple. If an AI can't crawl your website, you basically don't exist. You have to explicitly allow AI crawlers. And since a lot of them can't really process JavaScript, server-side rendering is no longer just a nice-to-have. And finally, schema markup, it's now a requirement. It's how you spoon-feed an AI exactly what your content is all about.
Okay, on to Pillar 2, content. This is where the biggest mental shift really needs to happen. AI uses this thing called chunk-level retrieval.
It literally slices your article into pieces and grabs the single best chunk to answer a question. What this means for you is that every single H2 section of your article needs to make sense all on its own. No more long, fluffy intros. Get to the point. Lead with the answer, then explain, and use topic clusters to signal that you are the expert on this subject.
All right, pillar 3, authority. And here comes maybe the biggest plot twist of the whole thing. For years, we obsessed over do follow backlinks, right? Well, now AI is counting unlinked mentions. That means anytime your brand, your product, or your expert is just mentioned on a trusted site, it builds authority. This makes digital PR and just getting your brand cited way more important than ever. It's not just about links anymore, it's about being part of the conversation.
And finally, user experience. This isn't just about how fast your site loads anymore. The new focus is what we call information efficiency. How quickly can a user or an AI find the information they're looking for? And here's the secret weapon. Accessibility is AI optimization. Things like descriptive alt text and semantic HTML that were designed for users with disabilities, they are exactly what an AI needs to understand your content. If you've been doing this all along, you're already ahead of the game.
So you've done all this work, but if clicks and rankings are down, how in the world do you prove that it's working? We need a new scorecard. The old metrics just don't tell the whole story anymore. Here are 3 new KPIs you need to start tracking. First, share of voice. How often is your brand mentioned in AI answers compared to your competitors? Second, AI-referred traffic. Yeah, traffic from platforms like ChatGPT might be low volume, but trust me, it's incredibly high intent, and it converts like crazy. And third, brand sentiment. Are AI platforms describing your brand accurately and positively? This is your new reputation management.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It's this. AI isn't killing SEO, it's holding it accountable. It's forcing us all to stop chasing little algorithm loopholes and finally focus on what has always mattered. A clear technical foundation, high-quality content that gets right to the point, real-world authority, and a user-first experience.
The hype is just noise. The work is still the work, but the standards are so much higher now. AI is rewarding the very best of what SEO has always tried to be. So the only question left is, are you ready to rise to that challenge?